USMC. Starring Jim Neighbors as Gomer Pyle. Also starring Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
I'm sorry to have put you to all this trouble, mister. Have a nice trip.
Boy, what a waste of time this is. I bet we've stopped 20 cars, and for what? Nothing.
Well, there must be smugglers operating in this area.
Oh, Gomer, you really believe that?
Well, why would the state police ask the Marines to cooperate in setting up all these roadblocks? It's all part of a big trap.
Some trap. Stuck out here in the boondocks, we got a better chance of trapping a gopher.
Well, you never know. The Mexican border's practically around the corner, and them smugglers is getting through somehow. Hey, Duke, here comes a car.
Gomer, believe me, it's nothing. Believe me, it's nothing.
What's the matter here? Something wrong?
Sorry to trouble you, ma'am, but we have orders to stop every car.
What? What are you talking about?
Gomer, she's no smuggler. That's all right, ma'am. You can be on your way.
Now, wait a minute, Duke. I know you're not a smuggler, ma'am. It's just that we have orders to search every car.
What do you think you're going to find in this car?
Well, you never know, ma'am. You could be the innocent carrier of smuggled goods. Them smugglers could have put some articles in your car unbeknownst to you.
For heaven's sake.
Gomer, will you let it...
Attention. Roadblock Charlie 3. Roadblock Charlie 3.
That's us. I'll get it. And let her go.
I'll search under the hood. That's always a favorite hiding place.
Roadblock Charlie 3 reporting.
Charlie 3, secure all equipment and prepare to move out. Transportation will pick you up at main intersection at 1300 hours. Acknowledge and over.
Roger. Okay, Gomer, let's wrap it up. We gotta meet the truck in 10 minutes.
Shazam, would you look at that?
What is it, Gomer? What'd you find? Jewelry, marijuana, what?
A corroded battery cable.
What?
Well, look for yourself. It's about ready to break off.
Oh, brother, never mind that. Let's pack up and get out of here. The truck's on its way.
Ma'am, if I was you, I'd try to get that fixed right away. It could give you some trouble.
That's Emo's service station for you. They're always in such a hurry.
And, ma'am, while you're at it, your fan belt's a little loose. You could have Emo tighten that up, too.
Gomer, let's go. We're gonna be late.
The fan belt, too?
Yes, ma'am. In the morning, how does she start up? Does she start up right away?
No, not really.
Oh, boy.
I think I know what the trouble is. It's your spark plugs. I think you got weak plugs.
I'm certainly going to tell Emo about this. Young man,
Yes, ma'am.
would you please check the oil and water?
Oh, be glad to.
Gomer, what are you doing? We gotta pack the radio.
Your water's fine, ma'am. You're about a half quart down on your oil. Looks like to me she needs changing. You're getting a little greedy.
Thank you, young man. Emo's certainly going to hear it from me.
You mean you're not gonna do her windshield?
Oh,
Gomer!
Thank you very much, Private. You've been very kind.
it's okay, ma'am. You just tell Emo that a satisfied customer is a loyal customer.
I'll tell Emo all right.
Okay, Gomer? Too bad you don't give stamps.
No wonder people have so much trouble with their cars. Everybody's in such a hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Do you know who's not going to be in business very long? Emo.
My aching back. They call this equipment portable.
Well, if you want to rest a while, we could stop for a breather.
A breather? We'll be late for the truck. You and your car servicing.
Hey, there it is, there it is. You see? You was worried for nothing, Duke. We're here in plenty of time.
Hey, it's leaving. Hey, fellas, wait for us! Wait for Charlie 3! Wait! Well, that's some more to pull for you. They could have waited. Of all the
You
rotten...
can't blame them, Duke. We was late. Might as well make an example of us as anybody.
Yeah, and guess whose fault it is? Now, you sorry you didn't give that lady a wash and lube job, Gomer?
Sorry, Duke.
That helps. In the meantime, we're stuck way out here. It's at least 10 miles to the base.
I guess the only thing for us to do now is to hitch a ride. Folks are always happy to pick up servicemen.
You were saying about us picking up a ride, Gomer? Any particular day?
Hasn't been much traffic.
Well, I got to rest, Gomer. This thing weighs a ton.
Hey, Duke, here comes one now.
What's up, boys?
Excuse me, sir. Are you going as far as the Marine base? Could we hitch a ride with you?
Well,
Please, this is awful heavy, and I really would appreciate it.
Well, I suppose so. Okay.
Can we put this equipment in your trunk?
Yeah, I guess so.
This is real neighborly of you. My name's Gomer Pyle, private first class, and this is my buddy, TFC Duke Slater.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Burton. You fellas been out on maneuvers?
Oh, no. We've been out helping the state police set up roadblocks. Do you know this whole area is infested with smugglers?
No kid.
Are you from around here, sir?
No, I'm from upstate. I'm just stopping off in town on some business.
Well, listen, if you're going to be in town a day or two, why don't you come out to the base? We can show you through our barracks and take you through the service club. We've got new ping pong tables and cork paddles.
Well, thanks. Perhaps some other time.
Well, you're welcome anytime, on account of we got all kinds of things you'd be interested in. Do you know what you might like to see? You might like to see our fat boys' gym. That's where we really slim them down.
Another time.
Uh-oh.
Samantha?
Listen,
Huh?
I think you've got a bad water pump.
What?
Gomer, don't start.
I think you've got a bad water pump. Have you been going to emo service station, too?
Nothing, Mr. Burton, nothing at all. Thanks again for the lift. We really appreciate it.
It's okay.
Well, thanks again, Mr. Burton. And I'd have that water pump looked at. So long, Mr. Burton. You hear that? You can hear that water pump from here.
The radio!
Here, we left it in Mr. Burton's trunk. What are we going to do?
That's a good question.
Oh, Dick, this is awful. What do we tell the sergeant?
What's even more scary is what Sergeant Carter going to say to us.
Of all the bird brain, numbskull, knuckleheaded stunts.
You're right, Sergeant. It was just plain silly of us. And we could just kick ourselves, couldn't we, Duke? Just kick ourselves.
Now, hear this, you goofballs. That piece of equipment cost the government $650.
$650? That much?
And I signed for it. You understand that, Pyle? I am responsible.
Well, that's just not fair, Sergeant. It was our fault, and we should at least share in the responsibility.
Oh, really?
Sarge, there must be some way of getting that radio back. After all, we know the driver's name.
That's right. His name's Mr. Burton, and he's a real nice fella.
Yeah, I'll bet. Probably a real nice crook.
Oh, no, not Mr. Burton. And I'm sure we'd recognize the car. I'd know it anywhere.
Oh, you would, huh? Pyle, did you ever stop to think there are probably a million of them cars running around the country? Where do we start to look? Maine? How about Chicago?
Well, wait a minute. I just remembered. Mr. Burton's staying over here in town.
That's right, he's here on business.
Well, so what? A fat chance you gotta find him.
Please, Sarge, it's worth a try.
The town's not all that big.
Right, what do we got to lose?
Can we try, Sergeant, please?
You sure you'd recognize the car?
Yes, sir, Sergeant. I'm positive.
Go get changed. Slater, you stay here and answer the phone. Just on the slim chance this guy turns out not to be a crook and calls in.
Right, Sarge.
Yeah, and there's one more thing you can do. Pray. Well?
Nothing yet, Sergeant.
A wild goose chase. I'll tell you something, Pyle. If you don't find that radio, you're going to be court-martialed and shipped to a new base.
A new base?
That's right, Fort Leavenworth.
Leavenworth?
That's correct. You may become a 30-year man.
Sir, Sergeant, it's just that... That's it. There it is, Sergeant. That's the car.
Are you sure this is the car, Pyle? Are you positive?
This is it, Sergeant. This is it. It was dark blue and had white sidewall tires. I remember. This is Mr. Burton's car, all right. Yeah, this is the car, all right. Boy, aren't we lucky, Sergeant?
Yeah, very. The trunk's locked.
Oh, well, then we'll just have to wait here till Mr. Burton gets back.
Well, what if he doesn't get back? He may be gone all day. We got to get this radio back to supply.
What do we do?
Well, there's nothing else I can do. I'll have to pick the lock.
Pick the lock. You're not thinking about breaking into Mr. Burton's car, are you?
Pyle, I don't have much choice. I hate to do it, but it's a $2 lock against $650 worth of government equipment.
But breaking in, Sergeant, we could get in a whole lot of trouble.
What do you think we're in right now? Just keep your eye out and see that we're not spotted. It's empty.
Sergeant, there's the car.
What'd you say?
That car that just passed, that's it. That's really it. That's the car.
Don't tell me that's the car. This is the car, the one we just broke into.
No, Sergeant, that's it. Mr. Burton was driving it. I recognized him.
But you told me... Oh. Oh, leave it alone. Come on.
This is the car, all right. I recognize the upholstery. Mr. Burton must have gone into one of these buildings.
Well, we're not waiting for him, that's for sure.
You're not going to do that again, are you, Sergeant?
Pyle, I told you I have no choice. Another empty. Pyle!
Hey, Harry, look over there down the street. That bulletin we just got about the 2 car thieves in Marine uniforms.
Pyle, what is it with you?
Well, I just don't understand, Sergeant. The radio's... Sergeant, the police.
Huh?
They're looking this way.
Let's go. Where are they? They were standing here just a minute ago.
Do you think they're gone yet?
Quiet, I can hear them.
Ow. I sure wish they'd go. My tailbone's backed up against the jack handle.
Maybe they ducked around the corner. Let's check.
Sounds like they took off. Let's hang on for another minute and then get out.
That was a close call, Sergeant. We was lucky, just plain lucky. We're moving, Sergeant. We're moving. Where are we going?
I don't know, Pyle, I don't know. But wherever it is, why do I have to go there with you?
I know this is all my fault, Sergeant, and I just want you to know how sorry I am.
Don't talk, Pyle. Just don't talk. Later, we'll talk. We'll go back to my office, we'll move the furniture, lock the door, and then we'll have a talk. Oh, boy, will we talk.
Tell me, Sergeant, I know I'm responsible for that radio, and, well, if it means clearing your good name, I'm more than willing to go to penitentiary.
Oh, no, Pyle. If we don't find that radio, I'm the one going to the penitentiary.
You, Sergeant, but why should you go? I'm the one that should go.
You can't go, Pyle, because, you see, you're dead. I killed you, that's why I'm going, and it'll be worth every minute of it.
Looks like we're slowing down.
Yeah.
Well, what do you know? It's starting to rain. Do you hear it, Sergeant? You hear it?
Yeah, I hear.
That's a nice sound. Rain on the roof. I always did.
Knock it off. This may be the time to make our getaway. Come on, let's get this trunk open. Ready? 1, 2, go.
Believe me, I had no idea you fellas were trying to follow me.
Well, we had no choice, Mr. Burton. You see, that's a pretty expensive piece of government equipment.
I figured it was. That's why I put it in my motel room. The minute I found it, I wanted to get in touch with you boys, but I didn't know how.
Well, I knew it was safe. I just knew it. You see, Sergeant Carter and you was so worried. Sergeant Carter here thought you might be a sneak thief and try to make off with you.
Knock it off, Pyle. Do you mind, Mr. Burton?
Come on. Well, this is it, fellas. We'll go in and you can pick up the radio.
Sure picked a nice place to stay, Mr. Burton. Plenty of parking space. And look over there, Sergeant. They got free television. If you and Miss Bunny ever got married, this would be a nice place to spend your honeymoon.
Yeah, real good, Pyle.
Well, there it is, boys, if you want to check it over.
Boy, am I glad to see this again.
Gee, thank you, Mr. Burton, for keeping it so nice for us.
Okay, Pyle, stow that equipment and we'll give it the old heave-ho. And whatever you do, don't...
Don't worry, Sergeant. Nothing's gonna happen.
Pyle.
Personally, I think we owe Mr. Burton a whole heap of thanks for putting him in so much trouble. Sam!
Just get your hands up.
What's the angle? What did you bring them here for?
Should get it. Those uniforms are just the ticket for getting us through those roadblocks.
Sergeant, guess what? They're smugglers.
No kidding.
Let's get going.
What are you two waiting for? Get those uniforms off!
Mr. Burton, you may have done some awful things, but I just know you couldn't take the uniform off the back of a serviceman.
Well, the pants are a little too long, but the shirt fits fine.
You look terrific, boss.
I sure am surprised at you, Mr. Burton. I mean, anybody that's nice enough to pick up a serviceman didn't turn out like this.
You're breaking my heart. Come on, Nick, grab the radio and let's load it in the car.
The radio? What do you guys want with the radio? That won't do you any good.
Oh, yeah? Maybe it won't bring as much as a brand new one.
That beat-up old thing? You'll be lucky if you can give it away.
Yeah? Didn't you say it cost a lot of money?
Yes, he did. That radio cost a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, I just said that so my men would take better care of their equipment from now on. That radio's practically worthless.
Oh, no, Sergeant, you was right in the first place. Duke and me looked it up in the supply catalog. It's like you said, it cost $650.
$650, huh?
Maybe even more than that now. That was last year's catalog.
Thanks, pal. Now, maybe we won't sell it too cheap.
Nice going, Pyle. You just blew the radio.
Thanks for the uniform, boys. Well, Nick, I guess you could say we're a couple of squared-away Marines.
Well, you don't look like squared-away Marines to me, that's for sure.
Pyle!
Well, they don't, Sergeant. They're not going to get very far with their pockets unbuttoned like that and no tie clasp and the hat on at the wrong angle.
Well, thanks, pal. We'll take care of those little details so we don't get stopped.
Another thing, you ain't going to get very far with that bad water pump. That thing's ready to go on you any time now, and the sooner the better.
One last thing. You talk too much. And you've got a big mouth.
It worked, Sergeant, it worked. You try it. You come over here and try it. Just start rocking it and rock up on your feet. Come on. Come on, try it. Just go over there to the wall. Come on. That's it. Rock. Rock. The best thing to do is to hook that piece of tape up to the nail. You're too low, Sergeant. Just keep working yourself up there and try to catch it right in the middle. You go ahead now, and I'm going to try to get loose from this chair. I just knew it'd work. I just did. These cheap old kitchen chairs, they're easy to break away. You can do it too, Sergeant. Come on, I'll show you how. Come on over here. Jump on over here. Now just get yourself a good running start and back in. Huh? Oh, well, I'll untie you. There you go, Sergeant. Now get your feet. Sergeant, you ought not do that. It's a fight that could smart.
We gotta find a phone booth fast.
Look, Sergeant, look.
Come on the double. Officer, boy, am I glad to see you. I think we can still catch them.
Huh?
2 crooks dressed in Marine uniforms, and they gotta be heading toward the border.
Except I don't think they're gonna get very far, not with that bad water pump.
Yeah, but we can't count on that. Let's go.
What is this? What do you think you're doing anyway?
I'm telling you, 2 crooks dressed in Marine uniforms. While we're talking, they're getting away.
Look, we know all about crooks in Marine uniforms. We've already got a report on them breaking into a car.
You did? Well, that wasn't the crooks. That was...
Listen, fellas, why can't we get started? Aren't we just wasting time talking?
Look, we can't take off every time somebody points out a suspicious character, and we're going to wait here for orders. So get out of this car, both of you.
I'm telling you, but we know the car. We know them.
Beat it.
Okay. Now you gotta take us. See?
These guys really are a pain. Unlock them, Frank, and kick them out of here.
No, let's take them in.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We'll check out the highway before we do it. Wise guys, huh? What's that look like?
I don't know. Take a look.
Look, Sergeant Carter, there's the car.
Yeah.
I was right. Their water pump did give out on them.
Well, boys, what's the trouble?
Oh, just a little trouble with the water pump is all. It's cooling off, though. Boy, I'd sure like to get my hands on the guy who sold me this car. They'll take advantage of a serviceman every time.
Yeah, I guess they will. Well, take it easy.
Why didn't you grab him? Why didn't you grab him?
That's them. That's the smugglers.
Hey, didn't you say the crooks had a busted water pump?
That's right. That's it. That's the one.
Let's go, Harry.
You really don't have to hurry. They're not going to get very far.
Halt! Halt!
He got him. He got him. See, officer, I told you. I knew they wouldn't get far with that water pump.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, you listen to this boy. He used to work at a filling station. He knows all about cars, right, Pyle?
Right. And speaking of that, when have you had this squad car serviced? I think you're about due for a tune-up. You might have these shock absorbers looked at. They don't feel quite right. Might be, though, that your wheels need alignment.
Well, thanks a lot, fellas.
Are you kidding? Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Well, you got more luck than you deserve.
Sure nice of those police officers. If it hadn't been for them, we wouldn't have gotten our uniforms back or the radio or...
The radio. The radio, Pyle, the radio. We left it in the trunk of the police car.
That's right, we sure did. How in the world could we do a thing like that?